Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Billy. We back at it again with another sample tutorial. This week we're gonna look at an Isaiah Falls sample. He recently dropped his album, LVRS Paradise, Side A. Isaiah Falls is an artist who likes to use southern elements in his music. His overall style is R&B, and he's able to pull off this mix really well with some smooth vocals over his samples. Let's get into the tutorial. So starting out with our chord progression, we have a G minor 7 over F into a A7 add 5 over G, and then ending on a D minor 9th. So these chords are really starting to give me a nice bed, a nice R&B bed that I can work off of and build upon. Let's look at the mixer presets for our first sound. A preset from Sky Keys called Soft Piano. First we have a rev spring reverb, some EQ cutting out some highs and lows, also another EQ doing some cuts in the mid and low mid, and then a compressor. That's what our first sound sounds like. Our second sound is from Analog Labs called Feelings preset. Here's the mixer track. First we have a chorus, an EQ cutting out the lows, another EQ doing some dips in the mid, high mids in the bass, and then a compressor. Here's what this sound sounds like. Our last sound in the main instruments is another preset from Sky Keys called Modest Whirly. And on this mixer track, we have a parametric EQ, a compressor, and a pan man. Here's what this sounds like. Now let's go ahead and move into our texture bed. Not doing too much with this texture bed. There's a few sounds and pockets of space that I want to fill, and that's where textures can come in and kind of help fill space. For my mixer track for this one, just cutting out some highs and lows and really decreasing the volume a lot. Also throwing on some micro shift in here to get some detuning effect. Now let's go ahead and talk about our vocal samples. For this sample specifically, I didn't want to have any vocal samples that were too prominent. I just wanted some things that would kind of give you some call and responses, just some air candy kind of be in the background. For our mixer's channel state, we're just throwing on some EQs in some cases. For most of our vocal samples, I don't think I'm doing anything on this one. For our vocal sample bus, we are throwing on some reverb, chorus effect, another EQ, and compressing the sound all together. And I'm putting all three sounds in the mono state as well. These sounds are also being routed into my main bus, and I'll go over that after. For our next section, we have our guitar licks. So like I say in a lot of my videos, I'll take one or two, maybe even three guitar samples, cut certain parts that I like, and kind of mix them together, pitch them up or down based on the key of the sample, and just kind of make it work for myself. In this case, we are pretty much for all of our samples, we're throwing on some EQ and some reverb. For most of our samples, here again, we have a reverb, parametric EQ, another EQ. In our last sample, we have another EQ and a reverb. Really what I'm doing for these guitar licks is just taking frequencies that I think help or sound the best, boosting those, and then cutting out frequencies that kind of clash with my main sounds here. And then for my guitar bus, EQing all three sounds again and compressing all three sounds and putting it in a slightly mono state as well. Moving on to the drums. For my drum samples, I want to do like a nice southern bounce that Isaiah Falls does in some of his samples and his songs. For the mixer track, for most of my sounds, for my snare drum, doing a dip in with the EQ and then compressing the sound. Not doing anything on my open hi-hat, but for my hi-hats, I'm doing another dip in the highs and then also compressing the sound as well. And for my kick drum, putting that fully in mono, adding some decapitator on there, parametric EQ, and compressing the sound as well. And for our last sound in this sample is our bass. So a nice bouncy bass, try to create, works really well with the drum sample that I have. Here is the mixer track for this bass sound. Just doing an EQ, taking out some really muddy low frequencies that I want to take out, and then putting a parallel compressor on here, compressing the sound and running it back into my master channel. I am pitching the entire sample up with sound shifter by 3 semitones, but I'm separating the main sounds that I'm pitching up from the bass, just because sound shifter can kind of mess with the bass when you do pitch it up. And finally, our master channel, pretty standard for my samples of what I like to do. My master channel effect, some Pultic EQ, an SSLG bus compressor, tape J37 from Arturia, a parametric EQ, and a soft clipper. Now that we talked about the sounds and their mixer tracks, let's go ahead and hear the full sample. It's your boy Villy. This is my take on an Isaiah Falls sample, something that will be on his newest album, LVRS Paradise Side A. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you guys are trying to hear next. If you ever want to get a more in-depth video on maybe how I chop my vocal samples, how I chop my guitar samples, certain kind of artistic elements that I'm trying to do with my samples, and kind of what I envision before I start and how I finish it, please let me know in the comments and I'll do a video like that. It's been your boy Villy. I'll catch y'all in the next one.